Welcome. Historic context statement: Indigenous peoples. Toronto has been home to many Indigenous peoples who hunted and gathered for food they need, with waterways being a vital source of fresh water and nourishment. The shorelines and nearby areas were important sites for gathering, trading, hunting, fishing, and ceremonies. In the area of today's city of Toronto, ancestors from the Huron-Wendat Nation developed year-round villages that connected to large trail networks, including the Carrying Place trails on the Don, Rouge, and Humber rivers. In the 1660s, Anishinaabe people then inhabited a vast territory which included the Toronto area. The name Toronto derives from the Iroquois word Takaronto, which means place where trees stand in the water. An Indigenous person will be using a mobility scooter to take us on a modern journey of the past. This journey, by light blue sky, is in memory of his mother. May our journeys continue together. "41 Keele" from 1952 to 1954. This former branch of the 41 Keele route began operation on November 28, 1952. This route operated in rush hours from St Clair and Old Weston Road, looping via Rockwell, Silverthorne, and St Clair, then north on Old Weston Road, Rogers Road, Keele Street, to loop via Strathnairn Avenue, Richardson Avenue, and Longborough. All right, in this video, we're going to follow the old Keele 41 Eglinton St Clair route. And I'll give you a brief history of the area we're going to be traveling. And it's a little shaky, I know, considering the sidewalk. Sorry, folks, I wish I could do better. As I slowly approach people. All right now we are heading northbound on Keele Street and just past Beachboro. We got two GTC buses, one Wheel-Trans, one regular training bus, and a Keele bus heading southbound. Now we're approaching Strathnairn, and you're going to love the little groove on the sidewalk right here in front of me. It's on a roadway. And Keele buses used to turn here and head eastbound on Strathnairn. Lovely sidewalks, don't you think? And then we turn right on Richardson. We are currently heading southbound. This route would have been operating in the 1950s. And we're approaching Beachboro. Just had to wait for traffic. Slightly narrow sidewalk. And now we'll be heading west on Longborough over to Keele. Whoever designed these sidewalks obviously didn't have mobility scooters in mind. Now we're back right where we started, and now we at south on Keele Street. Just a second, let me make a minor adjustment here. There we go. This is where a former bus stop used to be. And I guess I can't go that way. There's a nice truck in the way. I'm just going to point something out from a distance. Try and zoom in if I can. You will notice the hydro pole. It says do not enter is smack dab in the middle of the sidewalk, which makes it impossible for me to even travel with my scooter down there. So we gotta go on a detour. Detour off the original route. Normally I would go down that street. Now I'm gonna do this. Oh. I'm gonna fix your gimbal. Back we go. So right now we are still heading southbound on Keele Street. Still on detour, but heading westbound on Eglinton, approaching Keele/Trethewey. And again, nice hydro pole in the middle of the sidewalk. What is the city of Toronto thinking? And now we're back en route. Southbound Keele, south of Eglinton. And we're just passing Keele Steel Station. Neighborhoods. Silverthorne in Toronto. The Silverthorne, often misspelled as Silverthorne with an E, is a neighborhood and former postal village in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The approximate boundaries are the GO Transit Barrie Line railway tracks to the east, CP GO Kitchener railway lines to the west, Strathnairn to the north, and Roundtree to the south. The area's name comes from the Silverthorne family led by John and Esther Silverthorne, who settled in the area in 1786. The hilly terrain of Silverthorne is comparable to nearby areas but distinguishable compared with the city, which in general slopes south towards the lake. One resident described the topography of the neighborhood as Toronto's hidden San Francisco, referring to that city's famous hilly terrain. Scusi. Some people do. All right, back on our journey. I gotta hit them sideways. Can't hit that on. Otherwise, that happens. Just a sec. Uh-oh. All right, we're now at Donald, which used to be a zone with the TTC, where you had to pay separate fares for separate zones. And sorry about the shaky video. Just trying to accelerate and get over the speed bumps. Squeezing through. And what we're going to do is move to the south side of Rogers Road. I'm going to pause briefly and show you where the old stop used to be. The Keele buses now turn right at Rogers Road in Keele. They used to turn left, which is what we will be doing. here at this post hydro pole is where the old bus stop used to be for the southbound service when Keele used to go to St Clair's Loop and then down to Lansdowne Station before being rerouted to Keele Station. As you can see, there's lots of businesses on Rogers Road. What we should be doing is patronizing all these businesses along here instead of the big box stores. Keep them surviving, and they bring local jobs to the local economy. And to double check with the truck, make sure it was okay to go, because they're doing construction in the area. There's a big hole in the road. Oh yeah, that's where they had the water main break. And the LC station here actually used to be a FINA before it became Petro-Canada. Now it's an Esso. Little tight turn here. Hey. Coming your way. ready for a big bump in the road. Okay, we are currently southbound on Old Weston Road. Thanks much. Keep safe. And we are approaching the southern looping of the old Keele route. Buses at this point went eastbound on Rockwell. Wow, did they really change this intersection? And buses went southbound on Silverthorne. I used to live in this area. Yeah. I lived in the area. Silverthorne used to be a two-way street. And as you can see, Santa has arrived on Silverthorne. That was a nice, smooth ride. Right, the city can't do this all over. So much easier to ride like that. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have a bit of fun. All right, we're approaching St Clair. And now we are going to go west on St Clair, back to Weston Road. Things have changed dramatically. This church has been here for ages. It's about the only constant thing in this whole area. Oh, nice smooth sidewalk. Yeah, that's all new. Check that out right there. Now we're going to head north on Old Weston Road, back to Rockville to complete the loop and complete the route. And if you notice, the hydro pole in front of me was actually used to hold up streetcar overhead wires. There were no streetcars on Old Weston Road, but that was used for the Townsend Loop. Yeah, I know. Smooth sidewalk, rocky sidewalk. What can I say? Again, sorry about the video, folks. It's just the sidewalk. As you can see, when we went across St Clair, it was nice and smooth. I hope you enjoyed this video of transit history by Transit Mobile Scooter. Video and editing by Darren Parberry. Narration in this series by James Bowe and Darren Parberry. Thank you to Transit Toronto, Old Time Trains, and the City of Toronto Archives research material. Rehab Medical for scooter maintenance. Etta Wright for opening background photo. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.